Welcome back to day 6 of Unpacking Footwork. Today we're going to be talking all about the cross step in the hitting phase. As with all the other videos, let's check out a few clips of Andy Murray performing these steps. Hi, welcome back to another footwork video. My name is Kris Soutar. If this is the first time to this channel, you are most welcome. Make sure you subscribe, press your ding-a-ling notification bell and get involved below. Comment, like, share as much as you like. As you will see, I'm no longer in a hotel room. I am at a friend's house. His name is David Hamilton. We're working on a couple of little things together. If you don't know who David is, check out the link above. He does amazing work in his field. So today we're going to be talking about the cross step in the hitting phase. So in the cross step we have a little bit more time pressure. Still the same, all the same things that we've seen in past videos. When Novak hits the ball and he is de-weighted, there's no anticipation here. The last clip on this little video today has technical anticipation for the first time. So you will see Andy will land, push from his left to shift his weight onto his right, and he will do 2 steps here. 1, 2. So you can see how much ground he's covered with those 2 steps. He knows he cannot stop here because he is forced to hit while moving. So watch to see the left leg. He will hit the ball in the process of doing a cross step. And again, let's just take in the distances we're talking here. Right foot lands here. Left foot lands here. It's probably about 7-8 feet. And then the right leg will put the brakes on. And Andy will shift his weight to the left because that's where he needs to drive. Next, he will push down on that left leg. His body weight is tilted towards where he's going to go, and this will allow him to run for the next ball. The reason he has to run is he's not going to reposition on this ball in a typical sense because Novak is about to hit the ball. So he's just starting to run back into the next position. So there's not always a split step. If we have a look at this next scenario, it is similar. You can see ball is on Novak's racket and he's almost in the process of doing a split step. So you'll see he goes a little bit to the right. Now he needs to push down and we'll see 2 steps. 1, 2. He's now going to hit the ball off this left leg. He can't stop. Classic mechanics on the upper body. He will then perform his upper body rotation while he is in the process of doing a cross step. And then he will push back towards center. But again, you can see he's not quite made it on that one because of the time pressure. This one is interesting because a lot of players at the top level are moving regularly diagonally backwards, but we tend not to focus on that as coaches so much. So let's have a look. Goffin has played the ball. This is an interesting one because the first thing that Andy's eyes see and react to is the direction. So he's moved laterally, but then he realizes the impact. So he impulses from the front foot to go backwards. Look at the kind of gate, if you like, the hip gate, opening out the hip here, plant. Now watch what happens as he's going backwards, cross step with rotation against the leg work. So this is a skill that a lot of players wouldn't focus on, and because he knows he's still in defense, he just recovers laterally. Hey! Yeah, so Goffin is still in attack up on the baseline, and Andy is way back in the Shanghai writing, which is probably about where the back fence would be on most typical tennis clubs. So you can see a lot of the kind of things are starting to unpack now in terms of the tactical momentum of the point, the impact the shot has had, the application of the technique in a tactical context. And then if we have a look at this one, this is the first clip that we've seen so far This is match point at Rome a couple of years ago, where Andy will technically anticipate. Now, normally you have to technically anticipate when you are in extreme defense or maybe in extreme offense. And as the weeks go by, I will start to unpack very specific examples of this. So we've seen up to now, Andy has been de-weighted when the opponent hits the ball, but watch Andy's body language here. Djokovic has not hit the ball, but Andy can anticipate the spacing between Djokovic's body and his contact point, and look, he knows before Djokovic has hit, he's on the way. And that's all he needs with the speed to then be able to get to the ball. Look where Djokovic is, no chance. Watch the step, cross step, as he's hitting the ball. That's verging into a run step, which you'll see tomorrow. Main thing I want to get out of that one was the technical anticipation. So let's have a quick look at it again. So Andy does not wait for the ball to be hit. He can't. He's in extreme defense. So he puts it there. Right foot down and then goes. Then Djokovic hits, and even with all that space that he has to cover, he can get it. So you're not looking to get a massive head start when you anticipate it, just a fraction of a second more. When you tactically anticipate, you can go a little bit further because you know the probabilities of the next shot coming. So that's the cross step. Tomorrow will be the run step, which is the one where you do under the most time pressure and space pressure. And then we've only got one more after that, and then I'm going to put something together to try and encapsulate the whole thing. So hopefully you're starting to get a feel for how much footwork links to tactics and technique, and it also, on the last video, show how mentally and physically it's so important as well. So until tomorrow, laters.